Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Kell, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Kell and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Hi there, Swain Event family. Are you in the market to purchase a home and a bit freaked out with the market right now? As someone who's been in your spot before, I'm familiar with what's going through your brain. And as a realtor, I've mastered the ins and outs of the buying process. When you work with me, you'll benefit from my experience, and together we'll work toward making sound, smart decisions for your future. And of course, talk a little Vol Sports along the way. Just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are going to bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 rounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. It is Wednesday, 3 days from Christmas. Hour number 1 is brought to you by Healer Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Running back, they say. We are running it back for another edition of the Swain Event. You can download the free Swain Event app for Android, Apple devices. You can view us on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live. If you want to video stream the show, you can do that each and every weekday. Bean, good morning, man.
Good morning.
Running back. The Tennessee football players, some of these guys are deciding to run it back in return for their super senior year. They spoke to the media yesterday. You was right there in attendance like you always are because you go and get it. And got Tennessee basketball tonight against Arizona. One of the best teams in college basketball, playing the hottest right now. Will be a great test for Tennessee, a great challenge. Opportunity, for sure, a great opportunity to get a big-time win. The back and forth between Tennessee and Memphis fans this week, it has been about the cancellation, and one of the things that Memphis fans have said is, hey, we got a great win. Our win is better than any win that you've had this year. Well, it's true. But here's an opportunity for Tennessee to get a big win in their own right.
You know what's funny about that, though? Memphis fans are still correct, but that win over Alabama lessened just a little bit last night when Alabama lost to Davidson.
Hey, man. Alabama's still a good team.
I did not say that.
But you're right.
I did not say that. Alabama losing to Davidson will hurt the RPI of Alabama and
that's right.
What have you come tournament resume time, and by Alabama's RPI and stuff going down, that'll deflate the magnitude of the win for Memphis. Not a ton, but a little bit, a smidge. I just think I love the irony of it.
So when Tennessee beats Alabama, Memphis win against Alabama will be more impressive than Tennessee's win against Alabama.
Sure.
Hey, man, that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
Tennessee's win would be more impressive than Memphis's win because Tennessee would win in Tuscaloosa, in my opinion.
Oh, well, hey, Tennessee, Memphis beat Alabama before they lost to Davidson, and Davidson beat Alabama yesterday. And then Tennessee, if they beat Alabama, Alabama's team won't be as strong and impressive as they were against Memphis. But, hey, it would be on the road. Memphis game was at home. But for Tennessee, they have opportunity to get a win, a big-time win against a top 5, top 10 opponent in Arizona, a team that is undefeated. And you don't see a lot of teams undefeated at this point of the season in basketball. This is not football. You play tough opponents early to kind of see where you are, to gauge where you are as a team. So you don't see undefeated teams. And Arizona is coming in here undefeated with big-time win over Michigan. They also beat Illinois on the road. So, great test. Great test, great opportunity. Tennessee leads the all-time series. How about that? How about that? And we get Tom Hart and Jimmy Dykes on the call. Yes, man. Yes. Yes.
I am excited about tonight's game. I did voice my concern for the game throughout the show yesterday. Don't know that it's the best matchup for Tennessee. There's not really a post player I trust for Tennessee right now. John Fulkerson is the one I trust the most, and even with him, I think there's another level that he can reach. I think there's more that he can provide. I don't think he's playing his best basketball at the moment. So even with having John Fulkerson, I mean, he's not playing his best basketball. And you look across the court, and Arizona has the second tallest team in the country, and they really get after it on the boards, especially the offensive rebounds. So
we're gonna see
I am concerned about that matchup, but I'm also excited. Like, I'm excited to see the environment tonight. It's going to be a sellout.
Mm-hmm.
And sellout games in Thompson-Boling Arena are absolutely awesome. Well, technically it's not a sellout yet, but it's very close to being a sellout. Maybe they reached that point today. But I'm really excited for the atmosphere. And at the end of the day, Tennessee is a good team. Tennessee is a good basketball team. The conversations we have here on the show, we're discussing kind of the difference between a good basketball team and a great basketball team, and Tennessee going as far as we want them to, being what we want them to. So Tennessee is more than capable of winning tonight. Ken Pom projects them to win by 2. According to the betting sites, at least when I saw it yesterday afternoon, Tennessee was a 1.5-point favorite. It's a home game. Tennessee's good defensively, and like as long as they knock down shots, they'll be in the game. So as concerned as I am with the matchup, I am excited because it should be a really cool environment tonight.
And we're going to see how much milk Fulkerson has been drinking. I know he got the Mayfield NIL deal.
Hope them bones are ready tonight, Folky. They're going to need you.
Man, I hope he's drinking a gallon a day for this game because he's going up against a 6'11", basically a 7-footer, 2 7-footers he's going up against today. And so second tallest team in college basketball, and he's going to need some strong bones to be able to bang in the paint.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll see if Olivier responds. Still waiting for him to have that big game against a legitimate opponent. He looks great against the non-Power 5 teams, I guess you could say.
And in practice.
For the most part. But against these legitimate teams, he has not played well. So can this be the night where he finally finds something? Can he find something to get it going? Because I think he has the skill set, the athleticism, the strength. Can he actually piece it together and be productive?
On Action 247, Tennessee is a 2-point favorite.
Okay.
2-point favorite, and the over-under is at 149.5 points. So,
who you taking?
I don't know yet.
If I Venmo you, Cash App you, PayPal you $10 to put on the game, who would you put that $10 on?
Spread or money line or total over-under?
So I have this theory. It's kind of weird. My buddy Blake Von Hagen, who I've talked about on the show before, and I'm sure everybody sees me retweet his betting tweets that pertain to Tennessee. It's one of my real good buddies, and he's to blame as to why I couldn't go to Pittsburgh this past weekend and watch the Steelers beat the Titans because he came down with the flu. At least we think it was the flu. Who knows these days? But he and I have always had this discussion of where, like, I don't understand the difference kind of between, like, betting the 1.5. Like, if a team's 1.5 point favorite, like, to me, that's not a huge difference than just, like, picking the game straight up. Because, like, more than likely, like, yes, there is obviously a chance a team could win by 1 point. But in my mind, the way I think is that, like, if a team wins, then more than likely, like, if it's a 1.5 point spread, more than likely it's going to be by 2 or more points. More than likely.
Except that one time when it's one and you lose your money.
Yes, and I just said I recognize that there's a chance that it could be, but I'm saying more often than not, I guarantee you it's by 2 or more points than a team winning by just 1 point. So to me, my point is that, like, when I see kind of those smaller spreads, it's like, to me, you're basically picking the game. Like, Tennessee's a 2-point favorite. When you ask me money line or spread, to me, when Tennessee's just a 2-point favorite, you're kind of picking both at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable doing like in this instance. I would be comfortable taking Arizona to cover a 2-point, 2-point spread. I wouldn't feel comfortable. That's just me personally. In this scenario, I'll probably just pick the over/under or who I think is going to win and pick that for the spread. But I don't know right now, man. I don't know. I know yesterday I was not confident in Tennessee's ability to win this game. Today I feel a little bit more confident, Ben.
It's game day, baby.
I feel a little bit more confident.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'll say it right off the bat. I'm picking Arizona to win. I've got to see it from Tennessee at this point to believe it. They have not looked all that great against the big time opponents on their schedule to this point. Yes, they beat down North Carolina, but I don't think North Carolina is very good. I do think the win over Colorado on the road is very impressive for sure, but Arizona's a different level than Colorado. And the only example we have to go by is the Villanova game, and I recognize that was a month ago, but they didn't look all that great against against Villanova. So for this particular game, I'm taking the I'll believe it when I see it mode, that approach, because the post is going to have to step up. That's not really something that they've done against legitimate opponents this year. The team in general has not stepped up against legitimate opponents. So I'm very much in the believe it when I see it mode, and I am a believer in Arizona.
Yeah, I wasn't
sorry to be a Debbie Downer, but
I wasn't impressed by the win against Colorado. It was a solid win, but I wasn't impressed. I will be impressed if Tennessee beats Arizona. I'll be impressed if Tennessee beats Alabama, because these two games will be like NCAA tournament type of games where it's single elimination. If you don't win, you are going home, and your all season starts at that moment. We win these two games, I'll be impressed, or one of these two games, I will be impressed. But Tennessee has not passed the test. We're 0 for 1 in these type of games. I don't count, Texas Tech is a team that's that much better than Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee just shot poorly and did not win the game. But Villanova is a team that is better than Tennessee, and Tennessee just got blitzed, and we failed that test. Here's another opportunity against a team that is ranked higher, that has had a better start than us, and we have a chance to beat them. And here's another opportunity to pass a test. Alabama will be another one as well. So that's how I'm looking at it. But, yeah, I'm more confident today than I was yesterday. As you looked at, kind of the numbers and where Arizona fits, and with their statistics up against the competition in college basketball, and where they certain statistics as far as rebounds and blocks and pace of play, it just worries you a little bit.
It doesn't look good on paper. Like anybody who has a KenPom subscription to get the kind of behind-the-scenes stats and all the efficiency numbers and so on and so forth, you are familiar with the fact that he likes to use colors, and green, he likes to highlight all the really good stuff, and red is obviously all the really bad stuff that a team does. And you look at Arizona, and it's all green.
Whose login do you use to get that?
Mine.
You got your own login?
Mm-hmm. You want it?
Mm-hmm. Nah, I'll just make it. I ain't never heard. This is my first time hearing about a KenPom subscription.
Well, I subscribed yesterday, so.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to KenPom. I think it really helps in terms of me writing about the team, sitting here talking about the team, helps inform the people more. So I figured it'd be a good expense.
You and Rob Lewis ain't go half on it? Brent Hubbs didn't have a VolQuest account for KenPom?
I mean, I don't want to sit here and give KenPom a free ad, but I mean, it's only $20 for the year. So.
Oh yeah, that's
so it's not like it was $20 a month.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah.
But my point is, like, speaking to it not looking like a good matchup on paper, Arizona's entire sheet of stats is just littered with green, and like it shows their depth chart over the past 5 games, and like all the players are green. The most frequent lineups over the past 5 games, all the players are green because they're playing so well. Tennessee, there's a little more red mixed in. Still a good bit of green, because like I said a minute ago, Tennessee is a good basketball team. And like all their players, Tennessee has green players. They have a little more white players, which is kind of just in the middle. John Fulkerson, his color on KenPom is white because of his play, not because of his skin. Olivier's a little lighter shade of green, which is, I guess, a little above average. Urosh is white as white gets. Justin Powell, Victor Bailey, Zakai, all the rest of them are green for the most part. Yeah. So.
865-255-03. We'll get to the Irish Networks hotline, then we'll take our first break of the day. Tennessee, Arizona tonight. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. It's a good game to watch, take in, learn from one of the best in the business, Jimmy Dykes. I love it when he calls games. So that will be appointment television. Appointment television. Don't schedule anything. Don't ask me to do anything. Don't ask me if I got time. Don't bother me when Tennessee and Arizona plays tonight.
You know what else comes on tonight?
It ain't Chicago Bears football, so I'm happy.
You're right. An actual good football team is taking the field today.
Army
versus Missouri. Going to whoop up on Missouri. Missouri's got a ton of opt-outs. We'll talk about that during around the SEC. Whoo, Missouri's going to catch an L. I love it.
I don't know, man. You see Drinkwitz out here saying, yeah, you better adapt or die with the NIL. Hey, businesses, mount up.
Well, those comments aren't going to save him for this particular game tonight.
No, it's not. I thought Eli Drinkwitz was going to go Baptist preachers during the offering.
Sorry. Passing around a collection plate.
Man, we preferred that you give what foes rather than what jingles.
Well,
bring it on in. We got to get some recruits.
Well, you know, they have online giving now. They have two options. They have the actual collection plate, and then they also have the online giving option, which churches do make sure that they share that link.
Oh, they make sure they share that code that you can text 11111 to give $100. It will show up on your next month's telephone bill. Like, churches have gotten real creative in finding ways to get your money.
Look, if a church can get Cam Newton to school, then Tennessee can get somebody to school.
That's true. That is true. All right, who's on the phone?
D from Chat.
Chat, stand up. What's up, D?
Hey, what's going on, fella?
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing all right. I'm actually on my way to Knoxville to do some job on board stuff, man. So I'm going to be up there for a couple of hours.
That's what's up, man. Be careful.
Yeah, I'm going to be all right. Has Justin Williams made it to campus yet?
Yes, sir. He was with the running backs yesterday, hanging out. Looks like the team was, having social time with their coach, and different position groups were around Knoxville, different restaurants and different places. And I did see Justin Williams in the picture with the running backs.
Well, people with common sense know that there's somebody in our running back room needs to invest in himself more and change his position so he can get some playing time, because he's going to be the fourth man on the totem pole, and that ain't going to be good. So third year being on the roster.
That is correct, my friend. I think the writing's on the wall.
Yep.
I've been saying that. I'm with you.
I like him. I think he needs to just go ahead and bump out and try his best in that receiver room, man. Just see what he got to offer.
He be playing tight end, a linebacker, something.
One, two. But yeah, man. His basketball game coming. How you guys feel about this game, man?
I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous, D, because these next two games, I'll be surprised if Tennessee goes 2-0 in these next two games.
Oh, man. When I seen Alabama play Memphis, I was like, this ain't looking good.
Hey, when I saw Bama-Memphis play, I was like, this is a different level basketball game. This game is an NCAA tournament game, and we haven't played in one of those yet. And honestly, it made me less confident about our chance against Memphis, to be honest. When I watched Memphis and Alabama play, that was just a different level, man. Different level of intensity. We haven't reached that level of intensity yet.
Man, they were flying to the basket like they had magnets, man, left and right. I was like, man, we don't even fly. We don't even attack the glass like this. Rebounding nor going to the hole, man. I don't know about this.
We better make some shots on the outside tonight.
They have to do something, man. Get that pick and roll game going, standing around 5 out, just standing there, man. That ain't gonna work. We got to take the basket. I haven't even watched Arizona play this year, so I don't even know what they got to offer.
They're good.
But seeing what Alabama got to offer, so I mean, I ain't looking forward to that one. Man,
it'll be a great test. I know one person I am looking forward to seeing. That is Kennedy Chandler.
Always, I look forward to seeing him come play. If he doesn't start off slow, I think he'll be all right.
Yep, and foul trouble, something that got him in trouble. What game was that? Was that the Texas Tech game? We had some early foul trouble, and it affected
two back-to-back.
Villanova too, I think.
Well, I think it was Villanova's what I'm talking about. Villanova.
Tennessee started with that and one that should have counted.
Yeah, get the charge.
And not only did it take points off the board and kind of steer momentum in the other way, but it got Kennedy in foul trouble later in the half.
I
think there was a second game as well, but it didn't impact Tennessee as much within that individual game.
Yeah, so not picking up that second foul in the first half will be very important for Chandler, man. Can't afford for him to be in foul trouble.
No, I really can't, man. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all having me on, man. Enjoy your morning. Keep listening to the show.
Hey, thank you, man. Be careful in your travels. 865-255-03. Yeah, I think we're going to bring that intensity, man. Playing at home, this is going to be the first big game. The crowd's going to be behind you. I think the intensity will be there, but just haven't seen it as much as I would like to have seen it so far during this early part of the season. Tennessee, super seniors. We got our own set of super seniors coming back next year. A couple at the tight end position and quarterback, and the players talked to the media yesterday. We will get to those comments. We also have around the SEC. Each and every day, there's always a new development. There's always a new development that affects Tennessee and affects SEC teams, and we will get to that as well in hour number 1 as we are approaching hour number 2 already here on the Swain Event. Fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Stay with us.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help. Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do, though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself, but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
Around the SEC, here on the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. And hour number 1 is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. HappyHiller.com. Give us what we want, Ben. We want the news and notes. We want the goodies.
Well, I have plenty of goodies for you today. It was a pretty newsworthy afternoon yesterday. We have our first SEC bowl game this afternoon. I mentioned it in the opening segment. Missouri is taking on Army tonight at 8 p.m. on ESPN.
Go Army.
In the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, which is being played, I think, out in Texas. I'm not sure. Yep, Fort Worth, Texas. I think they play that bowl game at the home of TCU. Army 6.5-point favorites, and part of Army being nearly a touchdown favorite is because Missouri is going to be without quite a few players, including starting running back Tyler Beatty. He will not play in the bowl game today, and Eli Drinkwitz said that was a decision the coaching staff made.
Is he suspended or something?
Banged up and didn't want him to risk anything draft-wise.
You know what?
Because he wanted to play, and they didn't think it was in his best interest, so they said, no, you're not playing.
You know what, man? Missouri has handled this the best way of any team in any year of players starting to opt out for bowl games. No one says anything, at least I haven't heard anybody criticize Beatty or criticize Mizzou for saying, no, you're not going to play. I know our player wants to play. Our player wants to finish his career, but we are the ones who are saying no. We don't want him to jeopardize his career. You know how good that looks for recruiting?
Looks really good. That was my first thought.
Drinkwitz has handled this the best out of anyone any year. And we're probably on what? Year – the first person to opt out of a bowl game was Christian McCaffrey. He was the first person. And how long he's been in the league? My goodness.
Several years. 4, 5, 6.
So all this time, we've had players opt out here and there, 1 or 2. And now it's a lot. But all these years, Drinkwitz has handled this the best. Now, I'm going to protect you from you. It's a good move. That's a good move.
It is, but Missouri's going to be behind the 8 ball tonight. They have several players out there. Their leading tackler, Martez Manuel, a safety. He will not play because of an ankle sprain he suffered during bowl practice. Starting defensive tackle Akil Byers will not play. Starting tight end Nico Hia will not play. And with Connor Bazelak not playing either. And Case Cook, an offensive lineman, suffering a season-ending shoulder surgery a couple of weeks ago. Missouri is going to be without all 4 of its captains. All 4 of its captains are banged up and not playing. And Case Cook will start at quarterback for Missouri. Redshirt freshman Brady Cook, will make his first career start, replacing Connor Bazelak, who has played through a leg injury most of the season. Cook appeared in 4 games this season off the bench, was 19 of 24 for 107 and a touchdown. So we'll see how Missouri does tonight. But on paper, it looks like Army should handle business. Elsewhere in the SEC, a couple of players declaring for the NFL draft. Kenyon Breen, an All-American offensive lineman from Texas A&M, he announced that he is declaring for the draft. Roger McCreary, Auburn's standout corner, he's also off to the NFL and will not play in the Birmingham Booty Bowl.
What is the bowl game really called? Just the Birmingham Bowl?
Yes.
I like Booty Bowl better.
I like Booty Bowl better as well. I'm not sure as to who sponsors the Birmingham Booty Bowl. I feel like Dude Wipes should sponsor it, or Baby Wipes, or something that has to do with the butt. Maybe the Pepto-Bismol Birmingham Bowl.
Mirror likes Jamir likes Birmingham Bowl.
And instead, it's Ticket Smarter. It's the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl, which is played on Tuesday. By the way, we also get an SEC game tomorrow night, UCF and Florida, in the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. That is tomorrow night, while Jawan Jennings makes his return to Nashville. Apparently, Florida has not practiced a ton for this bowl game. Kind of weird. They've barely practiced for the game, so we'll see how that goes for them. Speaking of Florida, Jack Miller, transfer quarterback from Ohio State, committed to Florida yesterday as a transfer quarterback. So Emory Jones hits the road, and Billy Napier goes out and gets former Ohio State quarterback Jack Miller, and he will have 4 years of eligibility remaining. He played in 6 games during his 2-year career with Ohio State. A former 4-star prospect from Scottsdale, Arizona, completed 7 of 14 passes for 101 yards and 0 touchdowns or interceptions in those games. So Florida has a new quarterback. We'll see if Jack Miller can turn into anything. They definitely need a quarterback, although I think Anthony Richardson will be the starting quarterback for Florida next year. I would be surprised if he wasn't. Want to mention
if he's not, it has nothing to do with athletic ability.
No,
physical ability,
because he is a athletic freak.
Mm-hmm.
Have a non-SEC note that pertains to Tennessee before I finish up with the SEC note from yesterday. But the non-one that I want to touch that affects Tennessee is that Keaton Slovis, the USC transfer quarterback, has committed to Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh obviously needs a new quarterback with Kenny Pickett moving on to the NFL. And naturally, because Tennessee is their second game of the year next year, September 10th in Pittsburgh at Heinz Field, they go out and get one of the better quarterbacks available. I really like Keaton Slovis. I liked watching him play at USC before he got hurt. I think he can be really, really good.
Yeah, he started 3 years at USC, 7,500 yards, right at 7,600 yards he's thrown for, 58 touchdowns, 68% completion percentage. Last year he had 2,100 yards, 11 touchdowns, and then he got hurt, season-ending knee injury. So he's going to be a good one. I mean, he's not going to be as good as Kenny Pickett, but he'll be good. And for Tennessee's sake, we get him early in the season. So that should, play in Tennessee's favor a little bit. But he's a good player. So
he's good enough to beat Tennessee.
He is.
I don't know what he'll have around him. I haven't studied up on Pitt since Tennessee Pitt ended week 2, but I believe Addison, their star receiver, Jordan Addison, I believe he's moving on to the next level. I don't think that he'll have a ton of weapons around him. So
I mean, a lot of super seniors will be going on.
Yes, I'm not familiar with Pitt's offense because I quit paying attention to Pittsburgh once Tennessee wrapped up their game with Pittsburgh. Speaking of transfers, the note from around the SEC yesterday. You're not going to like this one. You're not going to like this one, Swain.
That's fine. I'll get over it.
Former Georgia Tech running back Jamir Gibbs is headed to Alabama. Jamir Gibbs committed to Alabama yesterday afternoon at 2:30 p.m. Tennessee obviously had a lot of interest in Jamir Gibbs. Jamir Gibbs did not have any interest in Tennessee because of how he felt Jeremy Pruitt and Jim Chaney handled his recruitment back when he was interested in Tennessee coming out of high school. And naturally, he's off to play for the Crimson Tide because there is a lot of carries to give out next year in Alabama's backfield. Brian Robinson moving on. You've got some other guys who have been banged up throughout their career and haven't really established themselves. Jamir Gibbs could walk into Tuscaloosa and potentially be the starter. So certainly understand the move from a football perspective. It makes the absolute sense. Probably the best decision he could absolutely make, but just kind of stinks because you know the backstory with Tennessee.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking here? Have you realized what I realized, that during the last couple of weeks that Alabama has basically whooped everybody in transfer portal?
They did it last year too. I mean, say what you will about Henry T. I mean, he did help Alabama this year. I mean, he's not a star All-American type of player, but he did have an All-SEC type of season, helped fill a void on that Alabama defense. You look at Jamison Williams and what he did offensively for Alabama, and he's turned himself into a first-round pick more than likely. They won it last year. They're going to win it this year because they go out and get Elias Ricks from LSU, who, as I mentioned last week, a lot of draft experts view him as the top corner in the 2023 class. Alabama's going to lose both of their starting corners more than likely after the season, and they slide in Elias Ricks, an absolute stud from LSU. Now they go out and get Jamir Gibbs, who they'll slide right in, and I would be very surprised if Jamir Gibbs isn't successful in Tuscaloosa.
How about Butte?
Yeah. Did he commit to Alabama? I missed that.
Yeah.
If that happened.
Yeah.
Keyshawn Butte from LSU?
Yeah.
They got 2 players from LSU?
Yeah.
Yeesh. Butte's good, man.
Real good. He got hurt early in the season.
He needs to play in the Birmingham Booty Bowl.
That'd be great. Yeah. I swore I saw that he was going to Alabama.
There's been hints.
Not yet.
Nothing official, but it seems to be trending that way. The first thing that comes up is, could Alabama snag another LSU transfer in Keyshawn Butte? And then there's another article, Keyshawn Butte hints at transferring to Alabama. So looks like it's trending that way.
Yeah, Keith Friedman says that he was told a couple days ago that Butte has informed those close to him that he will be transferring to Alabama. So it's not official yet, but man.
Yep, this is the other side of the coin I was worried about with this new age of transferring. Like the initial thought was like, hey, this is going to be able to help the smaller schools because they can go out and get these prospects and players that don't necessarily pan out from Alabama and Georgia and what have you, and they can fill their roster with those players. But what people weren't talking about was the fact that, hey, Alabama, Georgia, and LSU and Ohio State and Oklahoma, they're going to come in and swoop up players as well.
Yeah, it can help. It can help everybody, and it can help the guys on top, and the teams in the middle, but the teams at the bottom. Oh man, this is gonna hurt you for sure. So yes, Alabama is filling voids like no one else, man. They get Butte, you get Ricks now with Gibbs. That's like having 3 first-round picks. If you're an NFL team during the draft, that's like having 3 first-round picks. You go out there and you sign 3 of the best college players in the country to your to your organization. It's the same exact thing.
Yep.
But if you're Tennessee, you can't worry about what Alabama's doing right now. You got to worry about what you're doing and get to that next level. And you got to make sure that you are attractive to players in the portal when that time comes for you to go inside of there. And I think Tennessee is waiting. I think Tennessee is looking forward to the bowl games being played and a new wave of players entering the portal. Then they're going to make a run at some players to fill certain holes here and there. But a hole that they won't have to fill from the transfer portal will be tight end because you got a couple guys coming back, a couple dudes coming back for Tennessee that we'll get to after we take this quick timeout. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Don't go anywhere.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
Hi there, Swain Event family. Are you in the market to purchase a home and a bit freaked out with the market right now? As someone who's been in your spot before, I'm familiar with what's going through your brain. And as a realtor, I've mastered the ins and outs of the buying process. When you work with me, you'll benefit from my experience, and together we'll work toward making sound, smart decisions for your future. And of course, talk a little Vol Sports along the way. Just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
It's time for Tennessee to get on their super senior stuff. And they are doing that because during yesterday's media availability, Jacob Warren made it known that he intends to return. He has multiple years of eligibility, but he's going to return and play. Princeton Fant was asked, and he didn't really answer it at that very moment, but then he came back later that day and was like, surprise!
Worst kept secret ever.
Surprise! Snitches! Come back! I'm coming back. And this is not like Jason Witten deciding to come back or Peyton Manning deciding to come back. It's not like that. But it's very important, though, because it's about bridging the gap to the next tight end or the next group of tight ends. And there is a significant gap between who played last year and who's next in line to play. So, like, at wide receiver, there's a big gap between Velus Jones and the next guy. And so Tennessee is going to need somebody to kind of come along and hopefully bridge that gap. But you want players who maybe didn't play the year before because the starter was clearly better. When the starter goes on, whether it's the draft or the graduation, you want the backup, you want to feel confident about the backup that, okay, he has learned a lot, he has paid his dues, he's ready to move into that spot and be the guy. I'm trying to think of an example off the top of my head. Oh, here's one. How about when Alvin Kamara and Jalen Hurd went on, and then John Kelly, it was his time. Like, that gap was, that was seamless, it seemed like. Like, John Kelly was ready to be the dude, and he was the guy. It wasn't a huge drop-off as far as production. You didn't go from Alvin Kamara to, a walk-on caliber running back or a bad running back that, couldn't do anything. You went to a guy that was also an NFL caliber running back. Well, right now with Tennessee's tight ends, there's a drop-off because you don't know what Miles Campbell is going to do. You don't know what the youngsters at tight end is going to do. They have not shown you anything yet. So you get Princeton Fant for one more year. You get Jacob Warren for another year if he wants to just do 1 year. But you get the same group of tight ends back, and I think that is very, very important. Now, Princeton Fant started off hot, but, man, he had some drops during the season that he has to clean up. But good blocker. It's also important that you have someone that understands the culture and is in the second year of the system, and that's going to be important. It's going to be important. But I know Jacob Warren has some comments about how happy he is catching passes from Hendon Hooker again.
Yes. He was asked kind of what he thought about Hendon Hooker returning, and he said that he was obviously very excited.
He's excited.
And he said it was huge, and then he pivoted and mentioned Joe Milton. I thought was very interesting. He said it was huge, and even with Joe, who is physically one of the best quarterbacks I have ever seen, I'm excited for us to continue to have great depth back there. Plus, he likes to throw me the football, so Hendon returning is huge for me, and I'm a fan of it. So
you do know Jacob Warren is very media savvy.
Yes.
And remember when Harrison Bailey was on the roster and Jacob Warren was asked about the quarterback situation. Jacob Warren, because I know he said this during the locker room when we had him on this season, he said that he was confident in any quarterback going out there. He thought that any quarterback could go out there and do a good job. And I looked at Jacob Warren like, Jacob, come on, man. And I know that's not the truth, but that's a good answer.
And he's supposed to say that.
That's a great answer, Jacob.
And he's not wrong.
No, but he just didn't want to leave Joe Milton out. He made Joe Milton part of the conversation. It was really smart.
Or is he recruiting Joe to come back? Maybe.
But Jacob Warren's very, very intelligent.
He is. He is. I'm a big Jacob Warren fan. He is. I think he's a good tight end. He's a 10 million times better person off the field. I am a huge Jacob Warren fan. When he started off his interview by being asked if he would return, and he's only a redshirt junior, and he wasn't going to go to the NFL or anything, but he had graduated in May, and nowadays you just never know if somebody is going to transfer. So he was asked if he would be back, and he just simply said, "I'll be back," and then he discussed what he wants to improve on. And it was all about getting stronger and adding good weight so that he can play in the box better, and then just continuing to improve his technique. Princeton Fant, on his decision at the time, said he had not made a decision on whether to come back next year, wanting to make a decision last night after having a conversation with Josh Heupel. Obviously, he did so late afternoon by putting out the tweet that he did. But, I mean, you could tell that he was coming back because the last sentence of his answer to if he was coming back was, quote, "It's going to be a great year next year, and I'm just ready." Sounds like somebody coming back. And he kind of reiterated that when I asked him about Hendon returning and kind of what he's capable of next year. And he said that Hendo is a great leader for us. I'm really excited about him coming back. He's capable of anything next year. Going to be a big year. So, Princeton Fant, all in. Tennessee has 2 veteran tight ends coming back, and that can't hurt. That's for sure.
That was the worst kept secret ever. He just told on himself.
Yes, ever. And
I don't
like,
know what I'm gonna do.
If you go back and watch the video, like he is smirking the entire time. He's trying to be serious the entire time, but couldn't help himself. So it was pretty evident that Princeton was going to return.
I don't know what I'm going to do, but man, I know I'm excited about next year.
Yep. And, I mean, these guys aren't going to be the difference in Tennessee jumping from 8 wins to 10 wins.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's Hendon Hooker, Cedric Tillman type of returns. But to me, these are big returns in regards to maintaining what Tennessee built this year. And, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Just bridging the gap until Miles Campbell is ready. And Tennessee is high on Miles Campbell. Alex Golish is high on him, been high on him since fall camp. I asked Jacob Warren about Miles Campbell yesterday, and he raved about him as well. And, again, we know that Jacob is media savvy, but he really gave a informative answer, talked about how he just has that quick twitch for somebody that big and how he wishes that he had the quick twitch that Miles Campbell does. And, I mean, he's not the biggest guy when you look at him outside of pads, but he plays much bigger than what he looks like, and he's just really athletic. So Miles Campbell, I think, is going to be good for Tennessee one day. That day just isn't here yet. So this is just huge for Tennessee in terms of just bridging that gap until Miles Campbell is ready. Because if both of those guys decided to move on and do something else, then all of a sudden next year Miles Campbell is your starting tight end probably before he should be. And there will be mistakes with that growing curve. Obviously, you saw it with Kyle Alexander. You've seen it with other guys who have had to play earlier than they should. Jerome Carvin should not have played as early as he did, but he had to. Javonte Spraggins played early and probably shouldn't have, but he had to. And at tight end, at least, Tennessee doesn't have to throw somebody out there that just isn't quite ready. So I think it's just big in maintaining what they've already built, as you detailed.
Think about the foundation of what we do, Ben. It's the quick screen pass to the perimeter. It gets the drive going. It gets the tempo started. And if you can pick up 4 or 5 yards, now 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6, 2nd and 4, you get up to the line of scrimmage and boom, you run the ball or you have your next play and you're successful. It's really because of that first play. And guess who's normally blocking out there in space most of those times? It's Princeton Fant. It is Jacob Warren. And it's hard to block on the perimeter, blocking little DBs if you're a tight end. So this is a great return for Tennessee football team, these 2 tight ends. Hour 2 coming up.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
Good morning, Swain Event family. Several of you, like Ben McKee, have reached out to me for real estate assistance this year, and I want to say thank you. I appreciate your trust in me to ask questions and help you navigate the real estate world.
That's right, Jennifer. Buying a home is a scary process, especially for a first-time home buyer. Jennifer recently helped my wife and I buy our first home and made the entire process seamless. Her willingness to go above and beyond is what sets her apart.
As always, feel free to give me a call. Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Let's get to the Irish Networks hotline, 865-255-03 to start hour number 2. Hour number 1 was brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. My good people, we are really, really close to Christmas. And Christmas is about giving. It's about receiving too. Let's not get it twisted. Receiving gifts is fun too. But giving is a whole lot better. And that is what Hiller is doing, because they are giving every child $50 in toys to Toys and Tots for every tankless water heater that is purchased. They're also giving away a $250 Visa gift card with each unit. So when you decide to buy a tankless water heater, $50 is going to Toys for Tots, and then you're going to get that $250 Visa gift card. Also, you can get a $500 gift card when you buy select new HVAC systems. Or you can get a $500 gift card with the purchase of a new whole home generator. You can find more of these specials online at happyhealer.com. And as always, happy you'll be, or the service is free. Let's go to the phones. Let's bring in Turkey Man. Turkey Man. Good morning.
Well, Merry Christmas to you guys. Merry Christmas to you, both families there.
Merry Christmas.
Hope you have a good. I heard yesterday I couldn't call in. I was busy there. Got kind of tied up a little bit. I believe it was yesterday, the day before. One of them, anyhow, he was talking about Ben was really blasting Uros, and I say that Uros is more important and brings more to the table for his team than Joe Milton does to the Vols. And so that's what I was looking at in that direction. But my question, how so?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, Joe, last 2 times he went in, he turned the ball over, and he ended the game and didn't give the team a chance that fought all the way to a chance to win the game. But that's, as I said, Neuros. I mean, he's a great take up space. Not everybody's 7 foot tall. I feel like that he's more important to his team.
Joe has had the worst moment, Turkey Man. I'll agree with you there, but Joe Milton's a better quarterback than Urosh is a basketball player.
Okay, well, he's. I disagree because not everybody can be 7 foot tall.
I mean, Santiago that kind of makes my point for me. He's 7 foot tall and he doesn't rebound the basketball. How are you that tall and you don't block shots? You don't rebound. You commit fouls away from the basket. You catch the ball. You're 7'1". You catch the ball under the basket and you pass it out for a 3 instead of dunking the basketball.
Well, he's not. He's young. He's not got all the experience yet. But
this is his 3rd year of college, Turkey Man.
Well, speaking of 3rd year of college, Joe graduated from Michigan. My main point was going to be I was going to ask you guys my football question.
Mm-hmm.
But by the way, the quarterback, I watched Michigan and play Ohio State, and their quarterback looks pretty good now. So somebody's teaching the quarterback a little bit. It looked like they had 2 quarterbacks. But anyhow, my question is this. Which team has a better chance of beating the SEC teams that's in the playoffs? Michigan beating Georgia, or Cincinnati beating Alabama. So which one of those 2 teams has the better chance, and whom has the better quarterback play? Of course, Alabama, I'd take Alabama on that one. But between Michigan and Georgia.
Georgia has a better Michigan has a better chance of beating Georgia than Cincinnati has beating Alabama, and right now there's like a potential COVID outbreak there with the Georgia football team. They're afraid that might happen. JT Daniels has tested positive for COVID, and so if you are Kirby Smart, you definitely don't want that to be spreading in that room, because that position right there is going to get you beat. It has gotten you beat in the past, so. You want to make sure that you do everything in your power to not allow COVID to carry over to next week's game. I haven't heard any rules on how they're going to handle outbreaks with the bowl games. You're not pushing anything back. I mean, if you can't play, you can't play. And if you are star player, star quarterback, and you can't play, man, that could be the difference between you winning a championship and not, or even having a chance to win one or not. So to answer Turkey Man's question, for me, I think Michigan has a better chance of beating Georgia than Cincinnati. And Uros is 23 years old. I was 23 as a senior at Tennessee. So Uros is a grown ass man.
Look, I've said what I needed to say about Uros. I've voiced my opinion on Uros. I'm not gonna continue to dig his grave for him. So I'm gonna keep it moving.
It was cute 2 years ago last year. Uros's play. Now he's a grown man. Now the production needs to improve. We need more. That's
all I'm saying is
everyone can agree with that.
If you go watch Auburn's 7-footer play and then come back and watch Tennessee's 7-footer play, if you're not angry, something's wrong with you.
Correct. I was like, where does big ass dude come from? He's productive.
And of course Tennessee couldn't get him out of high school or as a transfer.
He's productive. This guy's productive.
He's a freak. He can't how do you defend him?
He is.
He's 7'1" and athletic as all get out.
Yeah, man.
He
is
a
good.
problem that hopefully Tennessee will have to worry about for several weeks to come. I agree with you. I think Michigan has a much better chance at beating Georgia. I think they match their physicality. I think they have a ton of confidence, and I mean Cincinnati is a good football team, but they don't have the players to beat Alabama. I would be stunned if Cincinnati beat Alabama.
I want to take Turkey Man's question further here. He asked which team has the best chance against an SEC opponent in the playoff. I want to go and look at the bowl slate and look at Houston versus Auburn, UCF versus Florida, Army versus Missouri, Kansas State versus LSU, Arkansas and Penn State, Wake Forest, Texas A&M, Purdue, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Mississippi State, Texas Tech, Iowa, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Baylor. Which one of those teams has the best chance of beating an SEC team? And I'll start.
Tonight's game.
Tonight, yeah. Tonight in Army, because you mentioned all the players that will be out for Missouri. Missouri's top 2 offensive players will be out, including the quarterback and the running back. How about Arkansas and Penn State?
You just hate Arkansas and Sam Pittman, don't you?
Nah, man. Penn State's a good football team.
I mean, I think the first 3 SEC games that are played this bowl season, I kind of feel like they're going to lose. I don't like the reports that are coming out of Florida about questioning how much they've practiced leading into a bowl game. That doesn't sound good. And like UCF might be a better football team than Florida, just because that's how bad Florida is this year. I don't think UCF is some great football team, but we've seen Florida this year, and their roster has guys sitting out and that have transferred and a lot of attrition. I kind of think UCF wins that game. Not too confident. Florida's a touchdown favorite, but I think Army wins. I kind of think UCF wins. I think Houston beats Auburn next Tuesday in the Birmingham Bowl.
Where's all the old Danny White Central Florida gear? Share that with us, Danny White.
Yes.
Now, I know I can't fit it, but share it with the rest of us so we can.
I'm sure Marcus Tatum can help you out.
Yeah, that's right. Share all that. You ain't slick. That's what you did there. Share all the UCF gear, please, because we want to be. What's their mascot?
The Knights. But don't they get offended if you call them the Golden Knights?
Do they?
Or they get offended if you call them just the Knights and don't include Golden, or it's one or the other. Like they want to be called Golden Knights or Knights. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's Golden Knights. I think if you don't say Golden Knights, they get PO'd.
All right, so Golden Knights. We are all Golden Knights.
You don't want UCF Twitter on your rear end today, Swain.
Oh, I'm not really concerned.
I think the better question is which SEC teams are going to win this bowl season. I think State beats Texas Tech, but I don't think South Carolina beats North Carolina.
No.
I do think Tennessee beats Purdue.
Yes. What about A&M? I think Wake Forest beats A&M.
That is one where, yes, I think Wake Forest will win, but I'm not going to feel confident in it.
They have
A&M should beat Wake Forest.
They play on a freshman quarterback.
Yes, and A&M has a lot of guys sitting out.
Yeah.
I think Arkansas beats Penn State, man. I think I mean, Penn State, I think they underperformed this year. I didn't think they ended up being very good.
I think Penn State's star receiver is going
Jamir
to –
Dotson.
I think he's going to play. Jahan Dotson. And I think Jahan Dotson –
stud.
I think he's going to play.
Yeah, I would take Arkansas in that one.
Yeah.
Iowa, Kentucky, that's a coin flip to me. I mean, to me, that's the classic who shows up and is wanting to play in the bowl game.
I know when this matchup was announced, I said snooze fest, but, man, I think I need to take that back because this is going to be a nice matchup between Iowa's great pass defense, that one of the best in the country at getting interceptions, versus a team that wants to play physical. I don't know if you're going to be able to out-physical Iowa because that's what they built their entire program on for the last 20 years, as long as Kurt Ferentz has been there. And then you have, the passing attack from Kentucky that has improved. Will Levis has had a good game against Tennessee to end the season. He had a great game against Louisville. For some reason he felt like he needed to make a decision on whether to come back and go to the league. I thought that decision was easy. But he's playing better as a quarterback, throwing the football. And we know about Kentucky's
lack of ability to throw the football.
Well, they got one player in the passing game.
It's sad that this has been the best year throwing the football under Mark Stoops. I mean, that just speaks to how bad they've been in the past at throwing the ball.
Yeah, Waddell Robinson is Kentucky's one threat in the passing game, and he's going up against a program and a team that has been one of the best in the country this year at interception. So that's going to be a nice matchup.
Yeah, I was excited when that one got announced, just because that is old school football. If you don't like old school football, then this isn't the game for you. But I mean, these are both two extremely physical teams that are going to try to punch each other in the mouth. Take the under in this one. I would be surprised if there's a ton of points. On ESPN, it's saying the over-under is 44. And I would still take the under. I would be surprised if there's a ton of points scored in this football game.
Yeah, Iowa's problem this year was scoring points.
Mm-hmm. They're one-dimensional. They run the football. They're old school. They run the football. I think I would take Iowa to win in that game. I think they're a better overall team than Kentucky, but it wouldn't surprise me if Kentucky won. And Kentucky is 3-point favorites. Baylor, Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss wins that game. LSU, Kansas State. I don't think LSU shows up for the bowl game.
No, too many distractions.
I don't think LSU shows up. So and Kansas State was 7-5, but by Kansas State standards, that's a good year. Kansas State was a good team this year.
Yeah, I watched Kansas State against Texas, and I was like, "What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?"
Did they beat Texas? I don't remember that.
No, they lost to Texas.
That's right.
Yeah, they lost to Texas after Texas.
One of Texas's 5 wins.
After Texas lost to Kansas, Texas goes on and beat Kansas State.
I bet the Jayhawks fans were rubbing it in.
Oh, you better believe
I wonder
it.
what the dynamic is like there in Kansas, between Kansas and Kansas State. I bet it's a cute little rivalry.
Oh, it's a pillow fight.
Yeah.
It's a pillow fight.
I guess, is that a situation where, Kansas always has the upper hand just because Kansas basketball is so dominant? And I would assume they're the state school as well.
There's one rivalry I have not heard anything about, and that is Kansas State. It does not move the meter at all.
But you would think that it does.
At all.
Yeah, that's true. I've never really tuned into Kansas State anything.
Have you ever seen like the players meeting at half court talking trash, or midfield have to be separated?
Who was
never?
Who was Kansas playing 2 years ago before they played Tennessee when they got into that fight and were trying to hit each other with chairs? Was that Kansas State?
Oh, that's right. It might have been Kansas State. Oh yeah, it might have been Kansas State. Oh man, was it Kansas State? Hold on.
It was Kansas State.
Oh man,
with that massive brawl that broke out shows what we know.
It was Kansas State. How about that? I'd be mad too if I was getting beat the way Kansas State was getting beat that year. It's like 20-point win.
Well, it's because the guy went up for the dunk at the end of the game, right?
Yep.
And he got clipped.
Yep. But that could have happened in any game. That could happen in any game. You getting beat down and you go for the dunk and someone fouls you. That could happen in any game. But other than that fight, I have not heard much about that rivalry. Good catch there, Ben. 865-255-03. Pizza Mon 1 says Kansas got a coach now. They will be better over the next couple of years, in his opinion.
Lance Leipold, I think Lance Leipold is really good. He's won everywhere he's been. Hasn't really been anywhere big. I know he's a massive, successfully D3 coach back in the day. What is it? NAIA? I always get those letters mixed up. He won numerous championships at that level. Then got the Buffalo job and was rocking it at Buffalo. He's been successful everywhere he's been, and with places where you didn't think you could win in football. So,
yeah, Rodney, you caught Ben. Ben ain't slick. Tim says no Golden, so they don't want to be called Golden. They
just want to be called the Knights.
Well, change your name.
The UCF Knights.
No, change your name, man. Don't start that Jerry Gantano, Santiago Vescovi stuff.
Look, don't you bring Bob into this today.
Don't start that.
Don't bring Bob.
If you want to be called just Knights, then officially change your name. Take off the Golden if you don't want to be called Golden, if that's truly the case. Volstorm says, I'm a Tennessee fan. I ain't worried about UCF Twitter. No.
Yeah, but we weren't talking about Vol Twitter and UCF Twitter going up against one another.
Me
I'm just saying Swain don't want UCF Twitter in his mentions all day.
Hey, man.
UCF fans need to sit down and shut up, though, when it comes to Tennessee and Josh Heupel, because they've taken an L ever since Josh Heupel has gotten here.
They have nothing to say.
They're little news anchors there in Orlando.
They have nothing to say.
So emotional. What did Josh Heupel do to you?
They look so bad. So bad. Heupel couldn't recruit.
Did he not sign your football for you?
Heupel couldn't recruit.
Did he not say hello to you when he walked by you? Well, why are you so bitter towards Josh Heupel?
Because Heupel's press conferences are boring. That's why.
I mean, I think they're boring, but that don't mean I don't have this weird feeling towards the guy.
Well, that's probably.
I think they were spoiled by Scott Frost.
Yeah, that's probably why. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com.
In this day and age, the way we work is changing and evolving. Businesses still moving forward despite your work location changing and supply shortages affecting a number of different areas. Office furniture is not immune to the halt in the supply chain. This is why Office Furniture Outfitters has purchased desks, chairs, and tables in bulk to provide you with in-stock options for your place of business, no matter if it's in an office building or at your house. Office Furniture Outfitters is the local supplier for Herman Miller, and they keep Aeron chairs in stock. They will come to your office, lay out, and make recommendations. No project is too big or too small. You can visit them on location at 17th Street and Grand Avenue in the Fort Sanders area, or online at ofonox.com, or give them a call at 865-524-3003. Office Furniture Outfitters, providing East Tennessee's biggest selection and best value for office furniture since 1995.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price.
Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Homes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. It is time for Attaboy. That is brought to you by Iris Networks. Business fiber internet and voice. 90 days, no payment for business internet, where we highlight positivity and good stores. We got a lot of good stuff for you today. I'm going to NFL for my Attaboy, and I am giving it to Max Crosby. He is a Las Vegas Raider, and he just was selected as a Pro Bowler. Looking at Gerald McCoy, who is a defensive tackle in the NFL, he tweets at Crosby Max, aka Max Crosby. This guy, y'all have no idea what he's been through and the grind he has. People say no days off. This guy lives it. Proud of my brother, man. Can't think of a more deserving person. Congratulations, brother. Blessings to many more. Just the beginning. Well, what did Max Crosby do? He persevered. Despite slipping to the 4th round in 2019 NFL Draft, Max Crosby quickly became an impact player for the Raiders. He had 10 sacks as a rookie and 7 sacks in the second year. Though he only has 5 sacks this season, he's been one of the most effective pass rushers in the NFL. Max Crosby is one of the Raiders' hardest working players, and just a little bit ago, he was a player that was in rehab. Man, he was in rehab for alcohol 2 years ago for alcohol abuse, and hit some really, really low lows. And he talked about how his coaches pushed him each and every day. He is so appreciative of the people around him. And I want to play a 1-minute snippet of his press conference after being voted into the Pro Bowl. So it was really, really, really cool. And I think it is great for Attaboy today. So here's Raiders defensive lineman Max Crosby. Yeah, I got a little emotional talking about his journey from being in rehab just 2 years ago to now being voted as a Pro Bowler this season.
Yeah, it was just it just brought back memories. Like, shouldn't get emotional. It's just like I was in rehab like almost 2 years ago, and now I'm in a Pro Bowl. Like, it's just a blessing, man. I show up, and I try to be the best teammate. I try to be the best teammate every day and show my guys that I care. And it's at home, man. It was it's special. It makes my family proud. My girl, everybody around me is calling, blowing up my phone. I'm like crying like a baby because I just know I've worked so hard, and it's starting to pay off. And Coach Marinelli, got to say something about him because he pushes me every day. Pushes me every day to be the best player I can be, and I want to kill him sometimes. He wants to kill me. But he just wants to see the best for me, and he knows what I want. I want to be the best in the league, and he pushes me to be that guy every day. And there's so many people I can go on and on, but it's just exciting, man. It's a blessing for sure.
That's cool right there. I mean, so many times we hear about coaches being too hard on players, but coaches are hard on players they believe in. Coaches are hard on players that they see something in. And for a player like Max Crosby that 2 years ago was in rehab and his NFL future was kind of in the air, it's cool to see where he is right now. Darren Waller is a teammate of his that was also fighting the same battles years ago, and he's a Pro Bowl caliber player. So just a great story on just never giving up, having good people around you, and just because you make one mistake doesn't define your entire life. There are some mistakes they can and will, but not all of them will, and all of them don't have to. So and just keep going through the storm. A famous quote comes to mind from Winston Churchill that says, if you're going through hell, keep going. Keep going. Keep going, because you'll get out of it. You'll get through that storm on the other side. So Max Crosby has done that, and I want to put him on Attaboy for today.
Very deserving. I also, before I get to my main Attaboy, want to point the good folks to a tweet that I retweeted yesterday. Just sent it to Swain to throw on the show notes. But I retweeted it last night from Murfreesboro Holler, a Twitter account that posted a video of I guess it's a couple. It seemed like it was a couple in the video. But they had raised money to where they go around this time of year, and 12 straight days they go and bless a waiter or a waitress with a significant tip. And there was this young lady that they tipped in this particular video that I retweeted that had just had a meeting with her apartment complex earlier that day that needed $600 to be able to stay in her apartment. And they obviously did not know about this story, but they had tipped her $300, and then she told them their story, and then they gave her $300 more to have the $600, and just a really strong, powerful video, and a reminder of what this season is all about, and that's the season of giving. So I encourage you to go check out that video that I retweeted, and I believe Swain just threw on the show notes.
Sure did.
My main attaboy, it's Tony Vitello season. We're less than 2 months away from Tennessee baseball, and I love it so much. I know everybody's not big baseball folks, but it's nearly Tony Vitello season, and with that comes some preseason All-Americans, and Tennessee had 3 yesterday. That was announced on the preseason collegiate baseball All-American team. Sophomore pitcher Blade Tidwell was tabbed a first-team selection. Junior outfielder Jordan Beck from good old, well, I was going to say good old Huntsville, but he's not technically from Huntsville, so he's from Poo-Poo Hazel Green. Hazel Green was my high school rivalry, Buckhorn versus Hazel Green, and that's where Jordan Beck went to high school, so that's why I say Poo-Poo. But he was a second-team All-American as an outfielder, and then Evan Russell, even despite moving over to catcher, named to the third team as a catcher. So 3 Tennessee baseball players named to the collegiate baseball preseason All-American teams. Baseball right around the corner, less than 2 months away.
Bring on Tennessee baseball. I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
You're going to a game this year.
Oh, I definitely am.
You're going to a game. I'll even sit with you during the game.
that's not going to entice me to go. It actually makes me not want to go.
Okay, I mean that's fine. I'd rather not sit by you. I was hoping that it would entice, but since
I sit next to you 15 hours a week, that's enough.
That's fair.
You sure you don't want to sit in the press box the whole time and have that great view?
At the baseball stadium, since there's like 2 seats and all the money's going into the new football facility, you still get a great view anywhere.
Ben, I would love to sit next to you because I need you to translate why they are standing at the mound for 37 minutes. What they talking about?
Well,
like, what are we talking about?
That was the thought process of me saying that I would sit next to you, but since I'm unwanted, unwelcomed, I'm good. I don't want to anymore.
I need you to walk me through what's going on during the baseball game. Like, how many times is he going to scratch himself? Is that a sign, or does he need to just take a shower?
Well, it's either a sign or he's getting some sticky stuff on his finger to throw a better pitch.
Why is he scratching himself so much? My goodness, man!
You
talking
about
ointments?
Scratching himself in that particular region?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Is that like a sign?
No, he's adjusting his cup.
Okay, all right.
You ever worn a cup?
Nah.
I did not wear one in high school, but obviously because I trusted my hands, elite hands, elite defensive player over here, Ben McKee. In Little League, it's obviously required, and some travel ball tournaments require it as well, if not most, if not all. But that's why you see baseball players readjusting themselves. They're readjusting their cups because that cup gets unadjusted, and it is not pleasant. It starts poking you in your thigh. And catchers obviously always wear cups, and so they're the main culprit. They're always standing up, readjusting, and I know it looks weird, but I promise they're just readjusting their cups because it gets uncomfortable.
Oh, man. 865-255-03. Peter Mon says, real bosses move in silence, Mr. Swain. Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. Evil says Stokes going to be on tomorrow. That's a good question. We'll talk to Mr. Stokes about that today. I would assume not, because the way his schedule is set up with his work is set up for just Fridays. But we'll see. The holiday could change things and allow him to be available.
I know we will have a guest on the show tomorrow, though.
That is correct. Webb Vol says, for once, I agree with Turkey Man. While Milton easily has more upside than Uros, I get way more nervous when Milton goes into the game compared to Uros. So you agree that you get more nervous, or that one is better than the other? Because Joe Milton is better than Uros. Like, Uros would not play anywhere else in the SEC.
I trust Joe Milton more to make a play in his profession than I do Uros to make a play in his profession.
Yeah. During the break, I said, why is Uros and Joe Milton being compared is my question. One has nothing to do with the other. But listen, I'm going to answer the message on the text box, and that's what I just did from Webfall. So let's keep it moving. Joe Milton did start at one SEC school and another Big Ten school. Now, he did lose a job, but Uros has never started at a big-time program. It's never happened.
I think he's made a start.
Was Fulke out with injury? Exactly my point.
I think so. But and don't get it twisted. Just because I have more faith in Joe than Uros, don't get it twisted and think that I have general faith in Joe.
No, I don't have any faith in Joe either.
I don't want to. Quite frankly, I don't want to see Joe on the field.
No, not right now.
In comparing the two, I think it speaks more to Uros, as to my opinion, than anything else.
Ben gets an attaboy. Keep feed that rat poison. Tastes like cheese bammers. Talking about Cincinnati?
I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Defense in the 423 says Swain is about to smack the out of Ben for talking about Uros like that. Take a walk, Swain. Deep breaths. No, man. Uros has got to the point where, like, I expect more from him. And last year it was cute when he wasn't playing that much, and when he did play, didn't do much because he's been a good teammate. But man, he's 23 years old, and he's 7'1", and he's an older player. I expect more production from Uros now.
Uros did start against Oregon State, according to Ramrod.
Who was out?
Fulke.
Exactly. That's my point.
But he still started.
That's my. Because the starters were out hurt. That's my point.
Well, I think the better point is that Tennessee got smashed against Oregon State when he started.
Well, he ain't started when everyone is healthy and available. That's more or less what I was saying. Any updates on Cedric? Cedric who? Cedric the Entertainer? When's his next show? You mean Cedric Tillman? Because Tillman ain't going anywhere.
Why hasn't he announced that he's coming back yet then, Swain?
Why was he taking pictures with the receivers? Why he hanging out with the receivers?
Was Velus Jones in the photo?
I didn't see Velus Jones.
Surely he was.
I didn't see Velus
Javonte
Jones.
Payton in the photo?
I didn't see him in the photo.
Yes, so instead of selective hearing, you have selective visuals.
I didn't see the photo.
Why would he not be with him? I mean, he's still on the team. The season's not over.
This season is not over. I'm just kidding. Cedric Tillman's coming back, man.
I see North Jackson's Nigel Lanier.
He's coming back.
Look at Cedric rocking the do-rag.
Tillman is coming back.
I think I should start rocking the do-rag.
Please don't.
Velus is there.
I saw him.
You just said you didn't see him. What is Jimmy Calloway doing?
Hey, man. I misspoke, all right?
Ramel Keaton looked like he beat you up. He looked like somebody's uncle.
Who's on the phone, Ben?
Hold on. I'm trying to find Javonte. Where's Javonte's? I don't see Javonte in this photo.
He should be in that photo.
Yeah, I don't see
All
him.
the receivers should be there.
Where are you? Ooh, Julian Nixon with the receivers.
I'm not on the team.
Who is that? Oh, that's Squirrel. Look at Squirrel. Hanging with the boys.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy. You ordered your Squirrel jersey yet?
I don't wear jerseys.
Can Squirrel wear? Oh, Squirrel can wear number 1. Squirrel needs to wear number 1. Velus moving on. He needs to wear number 1.
He does. He
needs to wear number 1.
I approve that message, Ben.
He needs to wear number 1.
I agree.
Yeah, I think you need to start a.
I don't need to. He just needs to go get it. He deserves it. Bama receivers coming in, we rock number 1. That's what we do. So give it to Squirrel.
QC Rodney, you're not right. You're not right, QC Rodney. We got Matt on the Irish Networks hotline.
All right. Matt, good morning.
Hey, I had a quick comment and then a question or insight. But with all these players, committing to come back, I think it says more about the coaching staff and what they've done to that locker room culture than a 7-win regular season ever could.
Yep.
And it's just a testament to what Heupel's bringing in and how much buy-in he's gotten from the locker room. And then question is, Cade Mays, I know is the talk, and I don't know if there's any leeway here or there, but, from my point of view, coming from the family he's coming from, like, why would he not come back and get another year under his belt playing with his brother on the same line when he's probably never going to get that chance again, and also probably boost his draft stock, with as healthy as he's been throughout his career. So just want to see if you guys got any insight on Cade, and I think that's the last big piece that we could get to return to that line and just stack the deck going in next year.
For sure. No, for sure, man. Thank you so much for the phone call there. I believe Cade should come back. I mean, I think he should, but, there's an opportunity to make some money. He, clearly stated that, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and, nothing is really guaranteed. I think he still can prove that he can be healthy. I think he can have a better year playing tackle and showing his versatility. I think he can do that. I never thought that he was going to get an NIL deal that was going to match up with the position that he's going to get drafted. If he does get drafted, I don't see a reason why he shouldn't be drafted, but I don't know what is going to be the hurdles for him to overcome during the NFL draft process. And everybody has hurdles because teams look for reasons not to draft you than to reasons for draft you. So the less hurdles a player has, those will be the players drafted in the first round. But everyone will have to overcome those hurdles, again, because they look for reasons not to draft you. I think everyone should come back. I feel like Kenyon should have came back, which he did and announced that. I feel like Cedric Tillman needs to come back. I think Cade Mays needs to come back. But I'm not Cade. I'm not in that circle. And if he gets a great back that he feels is more than enough for him to make that decision, then he has every right to do that. That's his decision. But I do see the benefit to him coming back. Now, he has lived with his brother, been around his brother his entire life, except for, the season or two that he was at Georgia. So maybe it's time for him to move on. And for me, I didn't live with my brothers. So if I had an opportunity to play with my brothers for another year and come back and improve my draft stock, I would do that. But we'll see, man. Austin Price said that K was at 90% leaving. Last week it was 20% staying, which that would mean 80% leaving. So we'll see, man.
I think it's your sign to blame. I mean, how do we go? I believe it was 25%, and then now we're at 90%. He's leaving. And the only difference from the last time we heard to now was your sign.
It's your fault.
That's the only thing we've heard.
You didn't put your money into the NIL pot for Cave Mays.
Well, I didn't feel like it was a proper investment.
That's whose fault it is. It's yours.
I put it into the Cedric Tillman and Hendon Hooker fund.
They
weren't asking for as much money, more money than they should be asking for.
That's true. That is true. 865-255-03. Be right back.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? A true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. I'm excited to share my new Keller Williams Realty app so you can tour homes without leaving yours. Not only can you search for homes in specific areas and neighborhoods, you can also have access to real-time market snapshots on stats like average home price and days on market, plus commute times from your office, school zones, and much more. Download my app today and get the most accurate information on buying, selling, and investing in real estate in your area. Just search for the Keller Williams Realty app and click on More in the lower right-hand corner. Type in Jennifer Morris in the Your Agent search bar, then save and you're set. And as always, feel free to reach out at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill, or call 865-693-5400.
There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit. You get confused. You don't understand why. You start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters. What is that question, you may ask?
For what?
right, it's time for what here on the Swain Event. I feel like this gentleman is on the for what board of directors.
Le'Veon Bell?
No.
Antonio Brown?
Le'Veon gets attaboy, man. He has a job now. He's with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man.
Yes, I'm glad he could save himself from Jake Paul.
That was a great save by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Great save.
They deserve a Nobel Peace Prize for saving Le'Veon from Jake Paul.
They might deserve it for what? Because before signing Antonio Brown, they said one strike and he was out. And Antonio Brown is coming off a suspension for the fake vaccination card, and that was supposed to be the one strike. But Bruce Arians said Antonio Brown coming back is good for our football team. Yeah, that reminds me of
especially after Godwin's hurt.
Yep, towards ACL. Speaking of Tampa Bay, man, might want to give a Tom Brady for what? Who's now saying that low tackles should be banned. Well, come on now, Tom. You can't do that. You ban high tackles to prevent concussions and head injuries long term. The only way you can hit someone now is low. That's the only place you can hit somebody. To get them to the ground is to cut them down. So if you ban them from hitting high, and then if you ban them from hitting low,
where are they going to hit?
They're going to hit them in the middle, and nobody will be able to have kids.
And well, don't go that low. But even like hitting in the midsection, go back and look at the Vikings game.
Last time I checked, that was the midsection.
When Minka hit a receiver in the end zone, square in the gut, as clean a hit as possible. He hit him with his shoulder, and he got flagged 15 yards. Where are defenders supposed to tackle guys nowadays?
I don't know, man. I feel bad for DBs. I really
do.
Now,
I do think, different variations of low tackles should not be allowed. Like a defender purposefully going low at a quarterback, trying to tackle a quarterback and going low after a quarterback, I don't think that should be allowed, and it is a penalty. It's why Jeffrey Simmons got a penalty on Sunday against the Steelers. I know Titans fans were complaining about it because he did get pushed into Big Ben, which should not be a penalty, but it was the correct call because even though Jeffrey Simmons got pushed into Big Ben, as he was going to the ground, he still tried to wrap him up around his legs. So, he got pushed into him, but he also tried to wrap him up with it around his legs, and that's why the penalty was called. So I think you should protect quarterbacks in that regard, and they do.
Well, Tom Brady got that rule passed because he tore his ACL and was hurt when they played against Kansas City Chiefs years and years ago at the beginning of the season. So
that's a Matt Castle run, right?
Yeah, that's when Matt Castle did his thing when he went in. After Tom Brady getting hurt, but you can't ban low tackles in the open field. You just can't do that. So that's the for what. But the other for what that I have goes to the for what veteran, and that is Alden Smith again.
Oh, yeah, he is on the for what committee.
He had a DUI arrest, and he had weed in his pocket. He had empty booze bottles. I feel like this is like chance 10 for Alden Smith. I mean, this happened early in the month, December the 6th, after cops say he was driving drunk in San Mateo County and then got involved in a two-car accident. Monday, prosecutors formally filed charges against the 32-year-old over it all. He was hit with 2 felony DUI charges. Prosecutors believe that he was heavily intoxicated at the time of the incident, and heavily is in capital letters. My goodness. At some point, teams will stop giving him a chance. Again, Alden Smith gets in trouble, but he gets the for what today, along with Tom Brady, thinking that low tackles in the open field should be banned.
No.
Brian Hunsucker says Squirrel wore number 3 in high school. Peyton is moving on, so I bet he wears number 3. Caleb Webb wore number 1 in high school, so I bet he's the one who wears number 1.
That's good detective work there.
That's right. Brian Hunsucker, a.k.a. Matlock, a.k.a. Inspector Gadget, a.k.a. Sherlock Holmes. I'll stop.
Thank you.
Tina R says Brady is the biggest crybaby. That's the one reason I don't like him. I mean, he's stepping up for his teammate. I get it.
He's emotional after losing Fournette for the year.
Yep. So he lost Fournette and Chris Godwin, two of his offensive starters.
The NFL is as open as I can remember it.
Yeah. It really is. Fake Bob Kelson says tonight's games come down to the post players. Got to play tough. Got to get some rebounds. If they can hold their own, we got a chance to win. Have to get to the free throw line too and make them. Yep, got to be aggressive. Got to go to the paint. Got to get to the line. More importantly, got to make them. Can't have a game like Texas Tech where you're missing shots, but you won't go into the paint. At least you can get to the free throw line and see the ball go to the rim and gain some confidence and shoot the ball better after getting to the line. I'm with you, Fake Bob Kelson. We talked about this yesterday. That was the stance that I was on, looking at our post players, looking at Olivier, looking at Folke, Uros. They gotta make a difference. Huntley Hatfield, like they have to make a difference. They have to have their best game as a group all season long. And we talked briefly at the beginning of the show about Uros and how he needs to step up as 7-foot player to match Arkansas, but Arizona's their height. And we kind of moved on. Turkey Man called in and brought up the Uros to Joe Milton comparison question, and then we had answered another question on the text box about Uros, and then we had somebody else on the text box talking about a lot of the talk being about Uros today, and it really hasn't. Just that person came in and stepped out of the show and then came back in, and so happened to hear both times us talking about Uros when it was Turkey Man that brought Uros up. But it's bigger than just Uros. It's about John Fulkerson. It's about Olivier Camois. It's really about those two dudes.
Yeah, maybe we don't get mad at somebody for talking about something on the show when you haven't listened to the entire show.
Yeah, got to do that before you're going to have a point. But it's about our post players from across the board.
Yes, and look, I talked about it yesterday. The stats do not look good in the post in terms of this particular matchup. I mean, and a lot of it has to do with their height. I mean, they're the second tallest team in the country, Arizona is, and they block shots. Their shots don't get blocked. They rebound really well. They are on the offensive glass as much as anything. It's going to be a tall test. And look, Rick was on the post players' rear ends in Monday's practice, and
because he knows,
and part of it is because he knows that he needs to get those guys to come along going into the SEC play. But this is going to be the game where the post has been tested the most this season.
Yep. You got to box out. When that ball goes up, you better box out.
And the guards are going to have to rebound well, which they do. Josiah, an excellent rebounder. Sati really rebounds well. He's taking a step there this year as well. He went up last game and snatched one with one hand and brought it down. I was like, what in the world?
He does a good job of boxing out and doing it. A good job of that. So boxing out is going to be a very important point for tonight's game on the glass. Hour 3 coming up.
The Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
In this day and age, the way we work is changing and evolving. Businesses still moving forward despite your work location changing and supply shortages affecting a number of different areas. Office furniture is not immune to the halt in the supply chain. This is why Office Furniture Outfitters has purchased desks, chairs, and tables in bulk to provide you with in-stock options for your place of business, no matter if it's in an office building or at your house. Office Furniture Outfitters is the local supplier for Herman Miller, and they keep Aeron chairs in stock. They will come to your office, lay out, and make recommendations. No project is too big or too small. You can visit them on location at 17th Street and Grand Avenue in the Fort Sanders area, or online at ofonox.com, or give them a call at 865-524-3003. Office Furniture Outfitters, providing East Tennessee's biggest selection and best value for office furniture since 1995.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Tennessee Alumni Tailgate taking place 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Old Red, 300 Broadway in Nashville, the day of the Music City Bowl. For more details, go to alumni.utk.edu. I'll be your host for the 3-hour event. Look forward to seeing everyone there. Again, the UT Alumni Tailgate for the Music City Bowl. So go to alumni.utk.edu for more information and details on how to RSVP. Text box time. Coach S.A.J. says, Swain, I'm excited about Josh Heupel being our coach, but if Tennessee is not ready to get behind him with some serious money for NIL, we are not going to improve our position. If they adopt a wait and see how he pans out, we will suffer. Well, I agree if Tennessee is not ready to get behind him, but that doesn't mean that Tennessee is not doing it.
I think Tennessee's biggest issue in terms of NIL is the lack of marketable players. I think that is Tennessee's biggest issue. I think that is more of an issue than Tennessee not handling the situation correctly. I can't speak to whether they're handling it perfectly. Swain would know better. Austin next Tuesday. Well, I don't think we're doing a show next Tuesday, but whenever next time Austin is on, He would know better because they've had more experience in it than I have. But I believe that the biggest issue is that there's just not a ton of marketable players. And just because they're Tennessee football players doesn't mean that they're going to command great money. Like, they'll get nice local deals, but in my opinion, Swain, like, to get the money that's going to make a difference is to get some things that are outside of Knoxville. And, like, if your business outside of Knoxville, what football player are you going to want to pay right now to do some advertising with?
This past year, you didn't have marketable players.
Yes.
This year, heading into the 2022 season, you have a quarterback.
Yes, absolutely.
You basically have what Auburn had last year in Bo Nix.
Yes.
Like, there's no reason why Hendon Hooker shouldn't be getting those deals like Spencer Rattler and DJ Uyunglele. There's no reason why he shouldn't be getting those type of deals now too.
Well, I don't know about Dr. Pepper deals, but
I mean, if there's some type of tie, I mean, you have a Tennessee booster that runs one of the biggest distribution companies in the entire United States.
Yeah, but I just from a national perspective, Hendon Hooker's name isn't as big as a Spencer Rattler or a DJ Uyunglele.
I mean, that's fine.
But if you're Dr. Pepper, why would you like? They're not going to take that bait, even if there is a connection.
I'm not saying Dr. Pepper, but I think a national, like you have a guy in Hendon Hooker that just drops children's books, and he's playing at a national brand, and then you have connections and ties with Tennessee. Like I can see Hendon Hooker doing Dish Network because you have a tie there.
Yes.
So there's no reason for Hendon Hooker not to be able to get some of those big deals. Like, there's no reason why he shouldn't. When you look at a quarterback, especially after the first year, learning from the first year, okay, DJ didn't play well. Spencer got benched. Bo Nix didn't have his best year, even though, you know, he made some good plays and gave his team the best chance to win in certain games. But the big-name quarterbacks, they didn't pan out. But you have a guy in Hendon that, as a person, you would want to attach your wagon to if you are a big company out here. And Hendon, with push from Tennessee, should be a Heisman Trophy early candidate. He should be. Get Hendon's story out there more and more and more. He should be a guy that gets some national deals. When you look at Cedric Tillman, I won't sit here and say he should get national deals, but Cedric is more marketable now. You know, Jacob Warren's more marketable. You got more marketable players this year heading into the season than you did last year.
I do agree with that.
And you kind of have a better understanding of how to handle the NIL this year versus last year. Now, what I read from Coach SAJ, it seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Coach SAJ, this is based on the information that you have. And I repeat this is not going to be something Tennessee is going to put on billboards. Just because you don't hear about it doesn't mean it's not being done. It was amazing to me that everyone was all scared about this NIL stuff and was on this narrative that Tennessee's not doing anything, and then boom, voila, there was a story put out about secured commitments from big-time boosters. Guys, these things have been being worked on for months and months and months now. Months. Behind the scenes, this doesn't need to be publicized. It's not going to be publicized. It's not smart to publicize it. It's really not. It's between the player, the recruit, and whoever is setting things up. And if it gets out, it gets out. That's cool. And if you have a case like, you know, Bryce Young and Nick Saban, where it's beneficial to, like, promote the deals that your players are getting, then cool. Like, the moment Hendon Hooker gets a big deal, if I'm Josh Heupel, I'm coming out saying, yeah, man, our quarterback has gotten this type of deal. You want that out. But not every little thing is going to be out. So, don't know if SAJ is doing this, but don't assume that Tennessee is behind or Tennessee's not doing anything just because it's not on the front page of VolQuest.com or not on the front page of GoVol247. It's not on the front page of every single Tennessee site that you go and get your information from. It's not going to be. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be. Lando Vol says, I think the term for Hendo is proven commodity. That's right. He's more proven than probably any other quarterback coming back next year.
In what?
A player that is going to be – he's not going to get in trouble off the field. He is –
But you're talking about more proven player like at Tennessee than anybody coming back?
Just – nationally, quarterback, a guy that if you are a company, you don't mind hitching your wagon to because he's not going to get in trouble. He's probably not going to get benched because he's a good player, and he's good too. He's one of the best players efficiency wise in the country. So I'm not thinking about. As I said, one of the best. I didn't say the best. One of the best. But I'm not thinking about just on the field production. Like I know there's other quarterbacks better. I'm speaking strictly marketing, NIL. If I'm a business, who do I feel comfortable putting my money next to? Bryce Young is one of them. Hendon Hooker will be another one. But guys that I know that will be starters, that will not have a hissy fit moment like Bo Nix and not get benched and have the same type of moment as a Spencer Rattler, someone that should be playing at a high level, more than what DJ Uyunglele did at Clemson. Like I think Hendon is a proven commodity just as much as any other quarterback in the country. I would put him right there with anybody else. So that's going to be the difference this year. And I think that was probably part of Hendon's decision in coming back. I think from purely football reasons, he should have came back. But the opportunity to earn some serious dough, I'm pretty sure was factored in as well.
Yeah, I'll take the bad guy vibes on this one. I just don't think Tennessee football players are attractive nationally, and folks can get mad at me and comment on the text box. That's fine, and maybe I'll have egg on my face here in a couple of months, and that's fine. I'll eat my crow. Well, I guess it won't be in a couple of months, but after Hendon's next upcoming season, his final season, I'll be curious to look back and see kind of what money he was able to get. I simply don't think Tennessee football players are attractive nationally. So I personally believe that we're setting false expectations, I guess is how I feel. And again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this will come back to bite me in the butt. But as of today, I don't think Tennessee football players are attractive nationally.
Hendon is.
I don't think Hendon is either.
Yeah, well.
You got Bryce Young coming back, C.J. Stroud coming back.
That's two.
Yes, but again, I just don't like Tennessee football players in general, even Hendon Hooker. Like, we know of Hendon Hooker. SEC people know of Hendon Hooker, but I don't think Hendon Hooker is known nationally. And like, if I'm a national company, he's not going to move the needle for me. There are other players that I would rather go get.
Milo's is national.
Is it? I thought that was a southeastern footprint type of thing.
Milo's, they sell sweet tea all over the country. Probably not up north, but they sell. They're not just right in Alabama. They're located in headquartered in Alabama, but Milo's is all over the place. And you're not going to be Bryce Young. The dude won the Heisman. That's not my point. But Hendon will be at the top of the Heisman odds, at least in the top 5 or 10. He's a guy that was already featured, had a feature story on ESPN when Marty Smith came up in here. He plays and orchestrates one of the most potent offenses in the country, fast-paced, up-tempo, fun to watch. There's a ton of opportunities and ties there with companies that want to promote how fast something happens or how how efficient they are. I see the opportunities for Hendon, but no, he will not be a Stroud. He will not be a Bryce Young. But there was multiple quarterbacks last year getting some deals, and not just in their own hometown. Like, Cade, had his deal right here with Gus's Fried Chicken. Like, Hendon has an opportunity to get a deal outside of just Knoxville. So I do agree. Like, Tennessee is not an Oklahoma. They're not a Clemson. They're not Ohio State. But I think Hendon is so different, man, because the children's book is something that we just do not see in college athletics. We don't see that. We don't see how. And I got a perfect example for you here. We don't see college athletes put their faith out front in public. And the last quarterback that really did that was Tim Tebow, and look how he was received. Now, he was good, and he won championship, and he won a Heisman, but I think the fact that Hendon is saying, hey, man, me and my brother put out a children's book teaching kids scriptures, that is going to, I think, pay dividends for him, and companies will be more comfortable saying, all right, man, I'm locking my arms with you.
Hope so. I hope I'm wrong.
Let's go.
Got Daytona.
Daytona, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Swain. Good morning, Ben.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
So, out of the quarterbacks for next year that are draft eligible, because Bryce Young is not, the kid from Ohio State isn't.
Bryce Young will be.
I think he means this year. You mean this year?
Or next year? After next year?
Next year.
After next year?
Yes.
Yeah, Bryce Young will be draft eligible after next year.
I thought he just a sophomore.
He's a redshirt freshman. Well, after next year will be his third year.
Yeah, 3 years removed from high school, you are draft eligible, whether you are redshirt or not.
Yeah, I knew that, but I thought he was just a sophomore.
No, he redshirted last year and played this year, and then next year will be 3 years.
Okay, so my question was, who are the big-time quarterbacks that's eligible to come out? I didn't think it was Bryce Young, but Bryce Young, Mel Hendon, who are the big guys that are draft eligible? I just want to know how much his stock, if he has a year like this past year, this coming year, what his potential is to be a top 2, 3, 4, 5 quarterback coming up.
I mean, Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud is at the top of the list. There's been talk about maybe Sam Howell.
But is Stroud eligible?
After next year, yes.
Okay. All right.
I believe so.
Okay.
He wasn't a true freshman this year, was he?
I think he was a redshirt freshman.
I think he was a redshirt freshman as well. Who was Ohio State's quarterback last year?
Justin Fields.
Yeah, he was a redshirt freshman. So, yeah, Stroud and Bryce Young will be eligible after next year. There's talk about maybe Sam Howell coming back. I'll believe that when I see it.
Malik Willis.
He's leaving this year.
Yeah. And if he decides to come back, then he'll be one of those guys. I don't see a reason why he should come back. I don't know what else you're gonna be able to do at Liberty. DJ Uyunglele will be available. Going to have to play a lot better to really be thought of to go high. The Texas Tech quarterback.
There's Caleb Williams at Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sam Heward at Washington.
So there's quite a few.
I mean,
it's an all right class. I mean, it's not a. I think it's very, very top heavy.
The Memphis quarterback as well, Grant Gunnell. He's projected to be a top 4 or 5 round guy. So and there's a good mix of quarterbacks, and 1 or 2 or 3 will rise above the others, just like it happened this year with Kenny Pickett. So there's a thought that this quarterback will be number 1. Spencer Rattler will be the top quarterback. After this year, he's going to be the number 1 overall pick. And then what happened? Well, he didn't play well. And then Kenny Pickett took over. So, there's going to be a group of quarterbacks that's mentioned like every other offseason. And then based on their play, we'll see a couple emerge.
What about Brian Maurer? You think I'm just kidding. That's my favorite quarterback of all time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, hey, y'all stay warm. Cold up here. It's 52 in Daytona today.
I know. It's a little chilly, but it's all right. That's why they make jackets.
Yeah.
They make jackets, so we'll be all good to go. Appreciate you, Daytona. Right now, 35. 35 degrees. It's supposed to warm up. At 12, it's going to be 41, Ben. Yeah, the high is 47.
Lovely.
Yeah. But this is why they make jackets. This is why they have heat in cars, and this is why they have heat in the house. Just don't be outside for a long time. Don't be like me last night wearing shorts. 865-255-03. We'll be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. irisnetworksusa.com.
Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com, reinventing men's healthcare. Tennessee, Arizona tonight. Who's gonna have the biggest impact? Is it going to be John Fulkerson, or is it going to be Olivia Camois? Who's gonna step up? Who's gonna step up? Or will it be the freshman Brandon Huntley Hatfield?
I think old BHH is going to be thrown in there, and we'll see if he sinks or swims. I think it's going to be a mixed bag with him here over the next couple of weeks. You see why he's a 5-star, and then you also see why he's not playing like you think a 5-star would. It's been a mixed bag with him. I think to answer your question, I think the post players are going to stand out one way or the other. Like they're either going to have a positive impact or they're going to have a negative impact.
And I think with Zakai Ziegler, with Brandon Huntley Hatfield, and even Imani Bates over there at Memphis, we got to understand that, man, these dudes reclassified. They're really supposed to be seniors in high school.
Yes.
They're really supposed to be seniors in high school. So
Brandon is supposed to be a senior in high school. You mentioned Zakai, supposed to be a senior in high school. Like they should not be playing against the second tallest team in college basketball tonight.
Downtown Vol throwing some shade towards Daytona. Says Daytona's New Year's resolution for 22 should be to stop calling into the show. Ramrod says BHH, Bradley Huntley Hatfield. Jennifer Moore says Hendon needs to talk with Lifeway Christian Stores. I think they're based in Nashville. That's a pretty big company. Mr. Tennekey says, do you guys think the national perception of the fan base hurts the marketability of players from a national brand standpoint? Ben, during the break, you feel like it helps because of how passionate our fans are.
If I was a business, it would attract me because I would assume that they get behind their guy. Like if I'm whatever company and I make a deal with Hendon Hooker, I'd be excited because I know Tennessee fans love Hendon Hooker and they're going to support everything that Hendon is a part of. I mean, and Hendon's representatives, when speaking with potential businesses and potential deals, I mean, they should have some information to give to a company about how many books he sold. Because I know Tennessee fans bought up a ton of those books that he and his brother put out.
And Ben, he hasn't really pushed it as hard as he could because I think his personality is laid back. He's not a me self-promoter. I can understand that because it took me a long time, and I still struggle with it today, self-promoting.
Yes.
Like, I'm not a big Instagram selfie type of guy. And so when you're running your own business and with the Swain Event, like, you kind of have to put that aside and promote because you want more people listening. I think Hendon is selling himself short by not promoting the book more because I remember I posted my photo of me getting my book in the mail, and you had several people comment on my tweet like, hey, where'd you get that? Where can I get one? Well, Hendon is too busy, man, focusing on his teammates, focusing on business, and focusing on his business and with school and football. I bet if he was promoting each and every day, tweeting each and every day, there would be more people that knew about those books, and he would have even more sales. So wait till he kind of understands that. And he was a guy that really didn't use Twitter that much during the season. Didn't use it that much.
I've never
went dark 30.
Even since he committed to Tennessee back in late January, early February when he committed under Pruitt. I mean, even like throughout the summer of following him on social media, he's not a big poster.
He's not
on Instagram or Twitter.
He's not. But if he let somebody else do that, he would sell even more more books. He would. Jay Waller, leave Ben alone. Now Ben did ask for a Steelers jersey. He says that Ben asked for a Colts Steeler or Arkansas jersey for Christmas. Steelers jersey for sure. Steelers jersey for sure. I wonder what quarterback will play for the Steelers next year. I can't wait to see what's going to happen there.
You want to hear a crazy thought?
What's that?
I'd be okay with Big Ben coming back for one more year.
That is crazy.
It's crazy if you're a simpleton and only listen to the national media members who don't really dive into the games. Big Ben, again, as I've said many times this year, has regressed. I'm not saying that he's the same old Big Ben, the Big Ben that's going to get him into the Hall of Fame, but he is not the problem for the Steelers. The problem for the Steelers is the stupid offensive line not being able to protect him or be able to open up the holes for Najee to run through. And they're so one-dimensional because they can't get the running game going because of the offensive line, and then they can't protect Big Ben. Go look at Big Ben's numbers the past 10 games. He's playing really well the past 10 games.
But what that mean, because you don't have offensive linemen, it's probably best to have more of a mobile quarterback in there?
Yes, that is one way to look at it. But here's the other side of the coin of why I would be okay with one more season of Big Ben if it came to that. I don't really love any of the quarterbacks that are going to be available in the draft, particularly with where the Steelers are going to be drafting. Who's going to be available in free agency? I don't see Aaron Rodgers coming to the Steelers.
Russell Wilson.
I would love Russell Wilson, but I don't think he's a free agent. You're going to have to trade for him. And the Steelers have never been about trading away the farm for one player, so I don't see that happening. Deshaun Watson, I mean, you're going to have to trade away the farm for him. And to be honest with you, I don't really want to root for Deshaun Watson.
I mean, you don't know if he's innocent or guilty yet.
This is very true. This is very true.
You just know he likes massages. That's all you know.
So like when you get to thinking,
like massages?
When you get to thinking about like who could Pittsburgh go get, I mean, I don't really like the quarterback draft class, especially for where the Steelers are going to be drafting. So you're going to be taking a chance on somebody. There's not really a front runner free agent wise, so they would have to make a trade. So like, I would rather have Big Ben one more year than go get a rookie quarterback, especially if it's not a Justin Herbert or Mac Jones type of rookie. Now, if like one of those guys was available, I'd be all, look, bye Ben, don't let the door hit you on the way out. But if you want to have a simpleton take, that's fine. But Big Ben hasn't played bad enough to where he is the root of all the issues.
No, I'm not. I'm not looking at him, being the problem. I'm looking at him not being able to deal with the offensive line being as bad as they are, and maybe having a quarterback that's more mobile will help the offense.
I do agree there.
That's kind of where I'm looking at. But I'm with you. I don't see a lot of guys that will be free agents that will be an upgrade from Big Ben, unless you want to go with your boy Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's a little bit mobile.
Well, he's reached the point of his career where I do not want him. Look, I'm okay with moving on from Big Ben, but just because of the potential replacements, I'd be okay with him for another year. Because you go look at his stats the last 10 games or so, outside of that Bengals game in which they got absolutely thrashed, he's been playing pretty well. The injury bug has bitten them. The defense is taking a step back because of the injuries. The offensive line can't protect, can't open up holes in the running game. It's not been a Big Ben issue. Although Big Ben is not what he once was. That's also a fact.
That's a fact. Who's on the phone?
Volstorm.
Volstorm, good morning.
Perfect timing.
If only the Steelers had a semi-mobile quarterback to make up for these offensive line deficiencies.
If only Josh Dobbs had not broken his ankle in the preseason.
What's that got to do with long-term?
It'll be healed up next year.
That's right.
I'd love to see Dobbs at quarterback. I don't think that I'd love the jokes that came with it from you on Mondays, though.
Guys, there really is no comparison when you're comparing Urosh and Joe Milton, because nobody gets nervous or excited when Urosh goes in the basketball game because he ain't going to do nothing.
Volstorm, I'm going to need you to speak about Urosh in a more positive manner and with less anger in your voice?
Make me.
And hopefully he contributes today, man. Hopefully the plus minus is in his favor tonight.
Can we even say he's the best sixth man anymore?
I don't think he ever was the best sixth man. We just said he was the best teammate.
Well, can we even say he's the best teammate right now?
Still a pretty good damn teammate.
He is a great teammate.
Still a pretty good damn teammate.
All of those guys are great teammates, and that's also kind of a problem. we need more Bruce Pearl-style players mixed in with the good guys on the team.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to tell Deacon Barnes a bunch of choir boys ain't going to win basketball games.
Yeah, I'd love to have a Tyler Smith or Ramar Smith or Wayne Chisholm, Brian Williams on this team. Like, if this team had a Brian Williams, man.
If this team had a C.J. Watson that's not afraid to smack somebody in the mouth.
Elbow Joakim Noah right in the mouth. Knocked his tooth out.
That is, you can talk about the Chris Lofton 3 over Durant and all the many plays over the years of basketball, but to me, that is the greatest Tennessee basketball play of all time. Smacking that Gator right in the mouth.
That's probably why Payne hit Folky, man. They was trying to get payback.
Guys, I haven't been able to talk about this, but so Penny got caught in a lie, huh?
He misspoke. You know how those politicians do.
Misspoke. How do you misspeak about the vaccination status of your basketball team? I mean, hell, Barnes has got it down to the player.
Amazing, huh? I mean, it's not like it's a football program where you got 200 guys in your locker room. I mean, it's like 15, 20 guys that you're responsible for in basketball, and it's amazing how detailed Barnes was and how Penny is like, I misspoke. I don't know.
Yeah, it's what's funny is I'm surprised the state of New York hasn't looked into it.
Well, it's because MSG has rules, exceptions to where if you show your vaccination card or you show proof of a negative test, then they still allow you in the building. Theoretically, Memphis's players could have shown proof of a negative test, but do we really believe that they showed proof of a negative test?
I believe they used Antonio Brown's vaccination card.
They either used Antonio Brown's vaccination card or they had somebody else take the test for them, like always.
Hey, pee in this cup.
It works. It works academically here at Memphis. Let's do the pee in the cup test too.
Hey, you assistants over here. Come over here and we're gonna get your blood drawn. Come here. Come here, son.
I'm sorry. I can't give a known public liar the benefit of the doubt.
Nope.
So
multiple times has he lied publicly too. Not a one-time thing where he misspoke. This has been happening for years, and not just as it relates to Tennessee. There's been several other dramas over at Memphis that he's dealt with during his 3-4 years on the west side of the state as well.
They got nice shoes,
no,
though.
It is so funny them trying to put it off on, Barnes just doesn't want to play. Barnes came out with the perfect response. Look, I'm being responsible of my team. You're not. The SEC, we actually play teams in the SEC. We're not fooling with it.
Exactly.
Well, it's funny, like the Memphis media was quoting my tweet and was like, yeah, Penny put this on a platter for Rick. Yeah, Penny tossed the softball to Rick. Penny brought this on himself. Like, he set Rick up for the perfect response. See, Butch, that's how you respond when somebody tosses you a softball publicly.
Contrary to belief, we did not do cartwheels after winning 7 games.
Shut up, Butch.
Contrary to belief.
God, that's so stupid. I'm so glad he's gone. Guys, before I go, y'all having the show tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to hear the story of how Austin Price stole Christmas. See you, man!
He really was loud on the way out.
Did the levels hit the red?
It's spiked. What's that? The game at a carnival, at a town fair where you hit the thing and it goes all the way to the top.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called either.
I don't either.
I
But
know what you're talking about.
It was that thing. It was like Volstorm was trying to hit the peak of our levels on the way out, and he did.
Did they kiss the red or go like straight through the red?
I didn't see the colors. I saw the corner of their eye where this whole thing was full.
That's Volstorm for you. Did
Maybe
you
he should
see
change
my
his name
movies?
to Vol Shout.
That needs to be it. That needs to be it.
Vol Shout.
Because, man, if you are talking to Volstorm and he tells you something and you didn't hear it, you need to check your hearing. That is a telltale sign that something is wrong with your hearing. You don't need to go to the doctor. Volstorm will give you free hearing screenings. Free. You don't have to go to the doctors. You don't have to get your insurance involved. No copay. You just have a conversation with Volstorm, and he talks to you. If you can't hear, you need a hearing aid. You need a hearing aid. Just go ahead and order one. Get on Amazon, order one. I think they still be here before Christmas. I think today's the last day, maybe. If you got Prime.
If you waited this long to order something for Christmas, then you don't deserve to have it before Christmas anyways.
865-255-03. Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Stay with us.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do, though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com.
Good morning, Swain Event crew. Fall is here, and according to the big box stores, it's Christmas time too. This time of year is traditionally a busy one for the East Tennessee real estate market, and it will continue through the end of 2021 as well. Most people think the holidays aren't the right time to buy and sell. However, it is one of the best times to jump in the market. To find out more, just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, at 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Right now at the Low T Center, the good folks are offering convenience of a monitor self-inject at home testosterone treatment. That's just $155 a month for self-pay or covered by most health insurance. They ship directly to your home. Really simple, really easy, just $155 a month for self-pay or covered by most health insurance. So if you're feeling tired, you're feeling grumpy, notice weight gain, loss of Muscle mass, these could all be signs of low testosterone levels, low thyroid, or even sleep apnea. Low T Center can help determine the cause and can help. LowTCenter.com, reinventing men's healthcare. Get the phones lighting up, so we'll get to the phones here shortly. Ramrod says, please limit Vol Storm to one segment a day, not the last half hour. Coach SAJ says, we will be a better basketball team and move to the championship level when we can recruit the big-time post player to come here. That's a good point. That's a good point. We've kind of missed out on some of those. We've gotten the guards. We've gotten the wing player, but Coach SAJ looking at that post player. That is the next level for Tennessee in his opinion. I like that take. I like that take. Brandon B says, would you take a Huntley, the backup for Lamar Jackson? Would you take him as your starting quarterback at Pittsburgh?
Tyler Huntley?
Mm-hmm. I like him.
I was very impressed with him the other night against the Packers.
Yeah, he was balling.
Right now, I'll say no, because it's just one game.
Mm-hmm.
One game. Now, I do think somebody's going to try to trade for him this offseason. I would be disappointed if the Steelers elected to do so. I would, surface level, I would be disappointed. But I would be intrigued. But also, Ravens aren't trading him to the Steelers. I'll tell you that right now. The Ravens will not trade him to the Steelers, and I don't blame him one bit.
Coach SAJ asked about NIL stuff and didn't know where SAJ was coming from of his take, and I'll read his take again for those that did not hear that. And he simply said that he had hoped that Tennessee was taking advantage of the NIL deal, and said that he's excited about Heupel being the coach, but if Tennessee is not ready to get behind him with serious money for the NIL, we're not going to improve our position. If they adopt a wait and see how he pans out, we will suffer. And so Coach SAJ came back and says he was coming from a place of Tennessee's past record when it came to dealing with these type of things, and we have been kind of reactive instead of proactive, and just being on the front of things. I think Tennessee has to move very carefully. There's no reason to put out on billboards of what you're doing. You look at Miami and kind of buzz that's going on with the NIL. Like NIL-wise, like Miami won a national championship in NIL buzz in the offseason. Would you not agree, Ben?
Yes.
Was it Miami or was it Oklahoma? I thought Miami had like the most buzz entering the season as far as NIL. You had a booster that was going to pay each player a certain amount of money. You had Derek King getting deals left and right. And tell me that Derek King the Henry Hooker can't get more deals than Derek King this offseason than Derek King got last offseason. But you had like all this stuff going on in Miami. And they did nothing. It was terrible this year. Got a new coach. There's no reason to be publicizing that stuff. Miami, not in trouble with the NCAA. No inquiries, nothing. Texas, there's news out there about offensive linemen getting paid $50,000 a year. Texas, no NCAA stuff, no inquiries, nothing. If you're Tennessee, you can't say that. There's stuff going on, so there's no reason to be publicizing and talking about these things out in public. Just move in silence, do your thing, and just make sure that when a player gets paid, you can point to a legitimate NIL opportunity and not just you just gave him back cash. Because that'll make it easy on NCAA, whoever, to punish you. But you have to make it legitimate. Let's get to the phones.
Gator hater.
Ooh, I like a Gator hater. Gator hater, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, fellas?
Man, wonderful.
Good. Hey, wanted to talk about the basketball team. So maybe this is just white boy church league basketball that you learned back in 1995. But so let me ask you a question, Swain. I know you work with basketball as well with your kids. And watching the games, two things drive me insane. I watch Tennessee play, and then I watch the Big 12. I watch the Purdue's, the Iowas, the teams that end up in March making it to the Sweet 16, Final Four. One of those teams popped through without five-star talent. What kills me is Tennessee does not have those 2 7-footers in the post, but we also don't box out. We don't win the rebound battle. That was one of the first things they teach you is, you find somebody and you put your hip on them and get them out of the way. And we also don't box. We also don't work anyone down in the post. We don't post up well. That's the first thing. And the other thing is, when you're playing zone, you pass, and when you're playing man, you screen. We never screen, and when we do screen, we don't do it well. Have you noticed that? Is this game passed it by? I feel like if those things were worked on, we might go a little bit further in the tournament.
I mean, I think those things are worked on. And there's plenty of opportunities to screen in the zone too, depending on the bottom guy for open shots in the corner and help with penetration, getting into gaps on the perimeter and those two, spots there on the wing and then up top. There's opportunity to screen too versus the zone. I do feel like something's missing though. Like as far as Tennessee basketball has come, I do watch other teams play, and it's just a different level of intensity, a different level, I think, freedom. I do think that sometimes when guys, yeah, that's a good way to say it. I do feel like guys are sometimes playing afraid to be taken out. You make a mistake, boom, you come out. And I think that can affect you. Listen, I am so thankful and that we have Rick Barnes as our coach. But if I'm just being honest, like I look at other teams play, and I'm like, man, I want to play like that. Like I want to play like Villanova. I want to play like Baylor. I want to play like Auburn. Like I want to play like Alabama. Like I want that style of play. I like that style of play. That seems to be where we're moving in the game of basketball. And I think Coach SAJ said a word. I think we've done a great job recruiting, but that post player, and maybe Brandon Huntley-Hatfield turns into that, because remember, he's supposed to be a senior in high school. But looking at his signing, that was really the first big 5-star signing at that position. I know Rick Barnes has swung to try to get those players. They just have went elsewhere. So we do have some nice guys. I just feel like we're missing an edge. I feel like we're missing an edge as a team. We got players that have it, but as a team, I feel like we're missing an edge. I feel like as a team, we'll be the team that counterpunches. Who walks in and says, hey, man, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. I kind of want us to be the one that starts something. Like that's kind of what it feels like based on watching this team this year and watching us over the last couple of years. But I do think we work on all those things. I really do.
Statistically, Tennessee is middle of the road in rebounding. Nationally, they rank 74th in rebounds per game, which isn't as bad as it sounds. It's not the same as football. Football, there's only 120-something D1 schools. This is 74th out of 350-something. So much different than football. But 7th in the SEC in rebounds per game. And then rebound margin, Tennessee is plus 4.9. So that statistically on the season, they've won the rebounding battle, but still somewhat middle of the road. 8th in the SEC, 88th in the country, which again, to me, like basketball statistics, if you're in the top 100, then you're pretty well off. Obviously, you can get better, especially depending on where you rank. There's room for improvement. 77th, 88th. I mean, Barnes is going to want to be much higher than that. I mean, I think the goal should always be top 15, top 20, top 25 in rebounding. But they're not bad, but they're not great either.
Ben, we don't need a Brian Williams, Tyler Smith. You know, Tyler Smith got the teardrop tattoo because of his dad. And Tyler never really got in trouble except for the one time he had the gun because he was trying to protect himself from a threat. But Tyler always did the right thing. Was a good dude. But like, you don't even need that. Give me Admiral Schofield. Like, this is what this team needs: a Admiral Schofield, a guy that will gator chomp in your face on the road. Give me an Admiral Schofield, one that talks a little ish, that has that confidence, not scared to take big shots. They need a Lamonte Turner. I mean, like, I think this team is missing that, and we'll see if Arizona brings it out of this team tonight. And we'll be here tomorrow to talk about it. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Oh man, great day for Dead End Barbecue. Great day for Dead End Barbecue. Go get you some. Peace and love. We are out.
The Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work from anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
In this day and age, the way we work is changing and evolving.